But Dave, let's move on into the next segment. Thanking Bill again for joining us on the podcast. But we're moving over from LeBron's old team.
Yeah.
And now we're moving on into LeBron's new team. And we're looking at the Los Angeles Lakers. First time we have touched the LeBron move since he made the move on July 1st. And if you haven't been caught up, they bring in Rajon Rondo. They're bringing in Lance Stevenson. They bring in Be Easy. They bring in JaVale McGee. They're bringing in a ton of guys. And Dave, I'm just going to be straight up and ask you straightforward.
Sure.
What should be because a lot of people are saying, oh, they're a playoff team. There's some people that are saying Western Conference Finals. There are other people that are saying they're not going to make the playoffs. What should be the realistic expectation for LeBron and the Lakers this upcoming season?
I think they're like a first round, maybe second round team. I think a lot of people undervalue what these role players that were brought in alongside LeBron, alongside this young talent, will contribute to this team. Like I know I love yelling in playoff Rondo, but like playoff Rondo, is there another man who's smarter than Rondo on a basketball court? The answer is no.
Not many, yeah.
No, the answer is just no.
Like if you found one,
I'd be impressed.
But it might be one.
I might be impressed. So you've got one of the smartest guys running point guard for you, and he's there to help coach basically Lonzo Ball, who super young, super athletic, great defensively, can't shoot for shit, but one of the best passers. Like, and the weird thing is, like, Lonzo's not really a floor general. He's a great distributor for like quick.
Yeah,
he's always about that, like just
pushing the ball,
quick touch pass.
Which works great with LeBron.
Exactly. So, like, I think they've got it pretty well set at the one. The two between KCP, Stevenson, Hart, and even Svi out there, like, they've got shooting depth. And I think that's awesome because that's exactly what they need. Because I expect to see two of those guys on the court at a lot of the time. Like, I think they're going to go small often because, to be fair, JaVale's not exactly the best center in the league. Mo Wagner, same thing. And then, obviously, rolling the three with Ingram and James, and I think I think LeBron's gonna play the four. I'll be honest, like it's gonna be obviously
He'll
rotational.
Play anywhere.
It's rotational.
Yeah.
You're right. I like the lineup so far. I think that this team could do something. Kuzma and Be Easy at the four. Like I said, you just that five as a whole. You put JaVale out there. You can put LeBron out at the five. Hell, you could put Mo Wagner out there. Like that's a filler spot, but they've got depth with other guys. They've got young talent, and then they've got those savvy veterans. It's that sweet mix that, like, honestly, this is a team that I would love to have in 2K. I'm probably going to play them really quickly in 2K19.
I am excited to see this Laker team on the court because to go off of what you said first off, I completely agree with you. Second round is where I'm putting them for sure right now.
Yeah.
If they play a team like the Rockets, and the Rockets have a fluke injury, or not a fluke injury, but
CP3 injury,
repeating injury like they had last year, I could see this team being a injury moment, like a Kawhi Leonard injured against the Warriors, a CP3 injured against the Warriors. I could see someone getting injured on the other side, mainly the Rockets, being one of the reasons why LeBron is able to bring them to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Like, that is necessarily not the one that I would put all my money on, but second round seems like a good one for me. I think they can beat most of the, unless they're like the 8th seed going up against the Warriors right away.
The West is just another beast than these. Like, you can't make the comparisons like last year, and that's why I'm in my head. I was like, well, you know, like this cast is honestly better than what LeBron had last year going into the playoffs. I know Kevin Love's better than anybody on par, better than everybody else on this team, but yeah, he's better. But, like, that's the East. Like, you can get away with that shit.
Yeah.
This is the West. This is where we're going to see, like, the Nuggets fighting in. And, like, the Nuggets are a really good team.
And the thing that I like is, with the veterans that we've mentioned, Rajon Rondo, like Rajon, Lance Stevenson, I would even say JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
Like, Beasley might be the one I kind of go, all right, maybe.
Dude can just score. Like, that's what he does.
None of these guys, especially the first three I named, like JaVale, people may give an argument to, but he showed a lot in the playoffs last year, especially
he can play
in the finals. Like, we were talking about K-Love in the last segment, and I said there's some things that made him a liability at times, mainly his defensive. Like, you know what? This team is putting him in a bad matchup. We can't let him keep getting burned by guarding this guy. We got to put someone else in there You don't get that with Rajon. You don't get that with Lance Stevenson. Those two for sure. I would say you might not even get that with JaVale at the 5.
Do you remember what happened to Dame Lillard in the playoffs this past year? Mm-hmm. He got shut down.
Yeah.
He got put into a box. Like, that kid didn't exist. He had a terrible postseason.
Thank you, Rajon.
Rajon Rondo, Drew Holiday. The most disgusting defensive backcourt we've seen in the playoffs. Like, that was something else because CJ still performed well, but like shutting down Dame, I think that's just like an actual gold star by Rondo's name. Like, yeah. So I can just shut down one of the best 3-point shooters in the game. You know, I'm basically a floor god, and at the same time, I also happen to be smarter than our coach.
And that's the thing where I absolutely love what LeBron and Magic have done for this year.
Yeah.
Is like you've said, they've got some guys, like they're not all shooters, but they've got some guys that can shoot. But the main thing that they have that you need more so in the West than you need in the East, Rondo, JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson for sure, all playoff experience. They all have.
And enforcers.
That too. I know that I
know enforcer is not a super NBA term, but
and I know for me, I heard that where Cowherd was saying that like these are guys that can bully up with the soft. He was saying Rockets, but like
I wouldn't say that, but yeah,
or not Rockets, Warriors. The soft Warriors like Steph Curry and like the whole Durant thing with him being soft. People are saying
the herd. Yeah, I got you.
But like with me, I love just the fact of these guys. It's LeBron basically, I played him in the playoffs. He's really good there. Let's get him. Oh, Lance Stevenson? Yeah, he blew on me in the past, but he's really good. Like
when he's locked in, he can.
Exactly. Like
you want that kind of guy on your team.
And like this is the first time that I feel like this is what LeBron wanted in Cleveland, but could never get because one of the big problems with Cleveland, I know we didn't touch it in the K-Love segment because it never came up, but the thing that LeBron now has in LA that he didn't have in Cleveland is people actually want to come to that city. Like I know it's a knock on Cleveland. Cleveland's going to get mad, but if I had the choice of going to LA weather or Cleveland weather, I'm sorry,
weather.
I'm getting out. Like I'm just saying, like that for me is a part of it.
The entire city. Think of the opportunities in LA. Think of the opportunities in Cleveland.
Exactly.
It's another world. There's a reason why LA is like basically the second biggest market in the U.S.
It's also like, and I bring up weather because of when the season happens.
Right.
Where do you want to be living during the NBA season?
Considering during the offseason, most players do have homes in California.
Exactly. Like Jimmy Butler he did his My Wish, and it's like, hey, come out to LA. And I'm like, hey, shouldn't you be in Minnesota? Oh, wait, that's right. It's the offseason, not the regular season.
Yep.
For me, I think that, like, realistically, this is a playoff team. The only question that I have is I know we said first or second round, but I'm going to go deeper level. What seed right now are you kind of soft penciling? Not pen, because we're going to do that way down the line. What seed? Is this a top 4 team in the West? Is this a bottom 4 team in the West? Because they're definitely not a top 2 team in the West. What are you thinking right now for the Lakers?
They're probably in that 5 slot for me, like 4 or 5. I'm leaning more towards the 5, to be honest. The one thing is this is going to be a weird occasion for LeBron James because he's playing with a young team, and in the past he never really wanted to have young guys on this team.
Yeah,
and that's why this whole offseason, like you said, bringing in all these playoff vets. But I want to see how he can work with them because they're going to make stupid mistakes. They're going to lose him games late. Like he needs to learn how to work with them, mentor them. Like BI is something special physically. What he's done to progress in this past year has been huge. Like he can be another ball handling forward for them. Lance Stevenson, the veteran out there, can be someone you can look up to defensively that can key in on players. You want someone like Josh Hart to be like, I need to figure out how he does that so well. Like I think you've got the shadows of what you want your players to be. And then these younger guys, we need to see if they can play up to level or if we're going to see playoffs when LeBron's like, I don't want to play with these kids out there with me. We're going to go with an old man lineup, and we're going to play a short bench regardless of the depth.
Are people this is a random question, might piss some people off, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Are we overhyping Josh Hart a little bit too much post-Summer League?
Oh, absolutely.
I know he played phenomenally in Summer League, but are we overhyping him a little bit too much post-Summer League?
100%.
Like, what's his realistic expectation?
I think people are undervaluing KCP. Like, yeah, he had the whole shit where he was in jail for, like, part of the season, which was just bizarre. But
was
KCP
just
is
like,
still
hey,
a
I'm
solid
going to go
player.
handle this. And the team's like, all right,
Dude's-
you do you.
He's still a good defender. He's still a good shooter. He takes too many shots.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll be a problem with LeBron James here now.
No, because LeBron will take more of the shots.
Well, LeBron will take more of the shots. Also,
Yeah.
LeBron will get him better looks.
Yeah.
Like, KCP had horrible shot selection last year. So, no, I think that, like, you're going to see a great split, and I think you're going to see a lot of small ball. I think that there is a ton of potential for this team to go really well, but it comes down to, and I know Bill mentioned it during last segment, maybe LeBron not being the best teammate and, being a diva about the whole team and everything. I've heard nothing but positive about LeBron James being a teammate from people who've played with him. So I'm on the other side of that. I think LeBron being a mentor, if he is open to accepting a younger team for like the first time in his career, I'm absolutely looking forward to what he can do. Because like last year we saw it for the second half of the season and it bit him in the ass with the Rodney Hood shit, with players not able to hold their role in the playoffs basically. So this year he's going to have a whole year to work with these kids and get them into playoff shape.
And first off, before I go into the work with these kids thing and
How do
build
I
off
reach
of that,
these kids?
like the thing you reminded me of, it's where it's like, oh, the whole LeBron is he a good teammate thing.
Yeah.
It was like, did you see Enes Kanter when he did his rounds like on the jump and the herd?
It was great.
Where basically it was the herd segment and specifically where he was like, yeah, you know what? Like the media gives Russ a bad rap, but he's like, he was one of the best teammates that I've ever had. And then the funny part is he told the story. He goes, yeah, I was talking to someone on another team, and Russ really came after me and got mad at me and was like really mad. And Herd's like, oh, you could say it. You were talking to KD, weren't you? You were texting KD, weren't you? And Russ got mad. But like, we aren't in the locker rooms, and we aren't in the private jets.
We're not insiders.
We're not
yet.
there 24/7. Not even that. Like we're not on the team.
No, I know.
The team, like the insiders, aren't around the players 24/7. It's close, but it's not that level to it. But the thing I wanted to jump off of is like when you said, "Oh, work with these kids." The thing I like even more so is LeBron is almost like a manager now, where he doesn't have to run around with a chicken with his head cut off and say, all right, I got to work with Lonzo here. All right, I got to work with B.I. here. Okay, I got to work with him there. He's got veterans in place at every position. All right, Rondo is going to help Lonzo, so I don't have to focus on that. I trust that Rondo's going to whip him into shape. Oh, Lance has got, and I'm not saying like take B.I. under the wing, but Lance is going to body up B.I. in practice and make it to where it's like, hey, young kids, you can't be soft.
Yeah.
You can't be soft on this team. Like Rondo's going to go after Lonzo if they go one-on-one. Lance Stevenson against B.I., that's going to be a great growing experience for him to go up against a defender like Lance and the intensity that he brings to where LeBron can kind of sit back and go, all right, where am I needed? And not have to feel like I got to run around to all these young kids.
Meanwhile, Be
and have
Easy
no
and
one to
Kuzma
help.
are just smoking.
Yeah.
But that's...
they just straight chilling with that lobster pizza that
Oh my
Kuzma
God,
likes.
I know. they just start jacking up shots because that's all they're gonna do, and that's awesome. Like I think that people overreacted to like the lack of shooting. When you look at this team, like Kuzma, Be Easy,
Oh
stretching
my
the
God,
floor.
there's no shooters around LeBron. Do they know what they're doing?
Yeah, between
They know
Kuzma,
what
Be
they're
Easy,
doing.
they've got the outside shooting from the four covered. Then the two, like between KCP, good shooter, Josh Hart, good shooter, Svi. I mean, that sort of came out of nowhere. I don't know if he'll get time.
I liked him coming out of college,
I don't know
but that's only because A, I watched some Kansas games,
Right.
and B, talking to Pat every month, you kind of get familiar with the Kansas guys a
Right.
little more. So I knew about him coming out, and I really liked him.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll actually be like a great player in the NBA.
Good bench
That's-
player. Like that's
I'm just
that's
saying,
a
like I don't
ceiling.
know. We'll,
Like,
we'll
I'm
wait
not
and
saying
see on
he's
that
gonna
one.
be
I'm
like-
not rolling the summer league hype into the regular
Yeah,
season because
for me, it's
he is
what-
fourth on the depth chart at shooting guard.
It's, for me, with Svi, it's what can you give me off the bench in small situations?
Yeah, he's gonna get, like,
if
5
you
minutes a game tops.
If you get 5 minutes a game, can you give me 5 quality minutes in that game? He's not going to have anything that blows it off where it's like, man, I've got 20 points
Right.
in this game. I want to ask you something, though, about the Lakers.
Yeah.
And I am taking this straight from the Herd today on his show talking about the Lakers, where he was saying that you look at LeBron right now. He's got, it was like announced today, he's got an HBO documentary show. He's got a movie that's going to be coming out. He's got a pizza promotion. And the Herd's point is all these things take time. Like, it's not something that, July 1st happens. All right, 16 days. And we're now going, because I guess Tenny was on vacation. 16 days, these are all made. Like, no, these take months to do. His whole point was this was already decided last year, and that during the offseason when Magic and they met with LeBron for 3 hours, that it wasn't a pitch meeting. That he was like, the 76ers never had a shot. The Cavs were never in it. He's like, that wasn't a pitch meeting. That was a Magic Johnson, LeBron James. Oh, we're thinking about getting this guy. What do you think? LeBron, I like him. I don't like him. Because one of the things he did bring up, too, was how Magic Johnson and Pelinka were like, we like Boogie Cousins. LeBron comes on. They don't even give him an offer.
Yeah.
Do you see any truth into that? Do you want to believe that this was LeBron to the Lakers was decided well into September of last year? Or are you going to say, you know what? No, he decided after the season or during the playoffs?
I think he decided after the playoffs ended. I don't think he was 100% locked in. I think LA was the favorite, but I don't think he was 100% locked in. It's so hard to make a decision like that. I can only imagine.
Your heart's in it, too, because it's Cleveland.
It's your hometown. You're leaving for the second time, but at least this time you fulfilled what you feel you owe them. You didn't owe them anything.
You said you were going to give them a championship. You did.
Yeah. So I think that it was a very hard decision. I don't think he knew it a year in advance. I do think that they discussed the players that he would like to play with. Or
in that 3-hour meeting?
100%. I know that they went through, if we do this, what do you think the team would look like? Kind of a thing. So I don't buy the 1 year in advance. I do think that he, again, as Le GM, has decision-making power on who he's going to play with.
And the thing that I like with this Laker team is the thing that's going to be better for them than in Cleveland, like you mentioned it, Le GM.
Yeah.
And the thing that's going to be better is that LeBron James doesn't hate the ownership. There's no toxicity in this relationship where basically, LeBron might have been pulling the strings in Cleveland, but he hates Dan Gilbert.
Yeah, they
hates
had that.
him.
Yeah.
To where it's like, I want this team to win because I'm on it and I love this city, but I ain't winning for you, basically. Whereas this relationship with Magic and Pelinka and Jeannie Buss, there's none of that. To where it's like, LeBron has
they
a
did
say.
just clean house, to be fair. Like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, LeBron has say, but it's not like Magic is sitting there being like, I've got no power here. Where it's like, it's an equal partnership to where it's like, I'm going to listen to you. I'll give my 2 cents. And it's kind of like like I said, a partnership between them. The thing I look at with this team is they're a top 4 team. There are 3 right now for me. They're a 3 or 4 in the West this year. How I see just my Western Conference, if I go off of bracket, just bracketing teams.
Yep.
1 and 2 are going to be the Warriors and Rockets. That's my first tier. That's like tier 1. Tier 2 will be 3 through 5. That's where I have the Lakers, the Thunder, and the Jazz. Then my bottom tier is 3 through 8, and that's where I have all the other playoff teams. The Pelicans, the Nuggets, the T-Wolves, the Blazers, who am I missing? The Clippers you can throw in there, the Spurs. All those other teams are within that 3rd tier. That's how I think it'll go down. Tier 1, anyway, Rockets or Warriors.
Whoever plays more games, basically.
Then tier 3, Lakers, Thunder, and Jazz. Put them in any order you want. Then the last tier where it's like it's the biggest tier. Put those from 6 through 8 into any spot you want.
Am I crazy for asking you why you think the Spurs are so bad when they're going to get DeMar DeRozan and another year of experience out of DeJounte Murray?
I don't think they'll be bad, but I don't know if they'll be good enough for a top 5 spot. I like the Jazz, I like the Thunder, I like the Lakers this year. And I just feel like it's not going to be a thing where it's not going to be like the East, where it's like the 3rd place team in the West has 10 more wins than the 6th place team. It could be the Spurs are at 4.
Yeah.
The Lakers are only 2 games better than them.
Yeah, I mean,
but the Lakers are 3. Like, it could be that close between
the Spurs
them.
last year won 47 games without Kawhi Leonard, basically. So
and they get DeMar DeRozan.
Now they get DeMar DeRozan.
I'm not saying the Spurs would be bad.
I think they could win 50.
They would probably be at the high end of my tier 3, knocking on the door into that tier 2. I'm just not ready to put them in.
All right.
Basically, off of what happened, like they got a bad taste in my mouth because of their season last year. But I do realize they're adding DeMar DeRozan. They should get better this year.
They lost Slow-Mo, but like. They added DeMar DeRozan. DeJounte Murray was an all-defensive player. Like,
I just feel
there's a lot to like.
I just feel record-wise, the Lakers, Thunder, and Jazz are going to have better records than the Spurs at the end of the year.
All right.
That's how I feel. That's why they're in my tier 3 and not my tier 2.
Exciting stuff. But back to the Lakers. You seriously have them. You think they're
3 or 4?
3 or 4.
Right now, it's in my mind, like as I'm going through things. It's between them and the Thunder right now. Which one gets 3? Which one gets 4?
So what team out of the bottom set of the playoff teams don't they want to see? Like what team do you think that this matchup problem would happen? Do you think there's a team that could take advantage of LeBron being the only legitimate threat out there?
I kind of want to say the Pelicans. Like that's the first thing that comes to mind because Anthony Davis, like this team without Boogie was better without Boogie last year than with Boogie. Yeah, they lose.
I'm going to say you're wrong, but okay.
Well, yeah, they lose Rondo, but Drew Holiday's still there. So you get that great matchup of, Lonzo will probably be playing some good minutes, but I want to see Rondo versus Drew. That's what I really want to see.
I mean, Drew's better than him, but...
And really just the matchup down low of, the Lakers have LeBron.
Are they going to play LeBron against...
Exactly. Do you do that, or will we see Anthony Davis just dominate JaVale McGee down low? Not down low because he's going to be kind of switching in and out, but like, is that going to be one where it's like you're throwing a guy like LeBron or maybe not Lance, but maybe Lance on an Anthony Davis because JaVale McGee just can't get it done defensively against him? Or does JaVale McGee get it done defensively against AD? That is probably the most blasphemous thing I've said on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm just kind of letting you talk yourself into a grave right there.
Well, I just threw out a question. It's not me saying anything is in stone.
All right, all right.
There's other teams because the thing that you got me thinking about is what are my because I've been, just to let everyone in on this, we're gonna start our positional rankings very soon.
Super excited for that. I hope you guys are too.
And I've already done my rough draft of my 1 through 8 and my entire playoffs and my finals. And right now, I've got the first round matchup I have for the Lakers. I'm not going to say seedings, but right now I have Lakers over the Spurs in the first round. That one would be interesting. However, with DeMar, like that, the big one to me is the main reason why I'm doing that too is DeMar's going to crumble in that series.
But they still have LaMarcus Aldridge, DeJounte Murray.
I'm not saying like it's going to be a sweep. I'm just saying DeMar crumbles against LeBron. The Spurs don't move on against the Lakers.
Now he's playing with a different system.
I get it, Dave. I'm going with the joke for that one. But yeah, the Pelicans could be rough for them. I don't really think the Nuggets would give the Lakers a problem. I don't think the Clippers would if they made it in. Really, I would say the Pelicans would be the first team I don't want to play. Maybe the Spurs, but I wouldn't be afraid of the Spurs.
You're looking sideways at that T-Wolves team with Jimmy Buckets, the clamps on LeBron.
I'll be completely honest. I don't think the T-Wolves are making the playoffs this year.
That's how we end this segment.
I don't think it.
Lakers segment ends on a bold prediction.
So. I think that if I'm looking 6 through 8 on this kind of 5 team maybe, like right now the teams that I would put in the playoffs over the T-Wolves are, I think the Spurs will finish better than them. I think the Pelicans will finish better than them. The Nuggets are going to be better than this year, even if Michael Porter Jr. red shirts it like Ben Simmons did. I think the Clippers could be better than the T-Wolves this year, and I think the Blazers in the regular season will be better than the T-Wolves this year. Like the T-Wolves, to me, I think this is the year they implode. This is where the whole Jimmy Thibodeau, they implode and don't make the play. I'm not going to say like they're at the bottom of the West, but
they got a lot of talent on that team to fail.
I think if you were asking me to put my money on it,
do it.
They don't make the playoffs. We're talking about Kyrie and Jimmy in New York playing for the Knicks.
Boom.
That's what I'm thinking. But this is where you guys come in. Unless you got anything.
No,
else
that's
to
how we
add.
end this show.
This is where you guys. Well, we got one more topic. We're not ending
I just
the
want to
show.
end this show. That's a mic drop moment, Ricky.
We got to talk about the Rockets.
You
and
just
Clint
mic
Capella.
drop this.
But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you think down below in the comment section. What are your expectations for the Lakers? What do you think are the realistic expectations for the Lakers? Because they're different. Let's be honest. Like one's expectations might not be the realistic ones.
Super true. I think we all want them to be, yeah.
Like, we're all fans. Of course, Laker fans are going to have those yellow and blue
I fucking love like the combo
lenses.
of B.I. Lonzo and Josh Hart, who's like, I love them.
Well, the great thing is they didn't get suckered into that Kawhi trade and didn't have to give any of them up. This is where you guys come in. Let us know what you think down below in that comment section.